about real estate, sometimes life, sometimes in general, but I take up your questions, whether you've asked me on Instagram or YouTube, and I answer them.
Welcome to another night.
Alright guys, so today again, if you've got any questions, and if you're joining me from YouTube, please, you're welcome to ask me. If you're joining me from Instagram, again, you're welcome to ask me. I will answer them live. Welcome to everybody who's joined in. Maher, Real Estate Saqib, Mahmoud, Happy Little Daz, Mariam, your agent. Good morning, Maher. Lizan, hi, welcome. Hi, Lorena, Happy Little Daz. All right, guys, help with what? Happy. So if you've asked me any questions previously, I'm going to take them on today on YouTube. Mr. Foodie, welcome as well. And of course, you can always drop more questions on Instagram or YouTube. Give me some time. Sometimes you ask me a question, and if I miss it, just re-ask, okay? Me and my team here want to answer your questions, okay? So, Mavi Sakira, hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Golden Safina 2020, thank you for joining as well. Okay, check this out, guys. So let's start with the questions here, and if you've got any questions over there, you're welcome to ask me as well, okay? YouTube or Instagram. Alvirani9, welcome as well. Check this out, guys. So Simply Organic Online asked me a day ago, what is the tax percentage if a buyer sells the property, okay? So I'm going to just deconstruct Simply Organic's question and then answer the question. What they're asking is, what is essentially the fee that needs to be paid when a buyer is selling a property? If you're asking about tax, so one thing should be very clear. In Dubai at the moment, if you're selling a property and you bought it for £1 million or dollars or dirhams X number of years ago, and you sell it back into the market today for 5 million dirhams or pounds or dollars, there is no gains tax. So if the property price has gone up and you've made money, hi Mario Sakira, how are you? If you've made money from that property, you don't have to give the government of Dubai or the United Arab Emirates today any kind of part in that gains, okay? Whereas in other countries like Canada, so on and so forth, there might be 10, 20, 30% capital gains tax. There's no tax here. Now, if you're selling the property, there is a registration fee that needs to be paid. We call it in the Dubai language DLD. D for Delta, L for Lima, D for Delta. DLD, okay? The Dubai Land Department fee is 4% when a property gets registered either for the first time or when it gets transferred from one person's name to another person's name. There are some exceptions. If you are transferring the property to your wife, to your parents, to your mother, to your brother, to your sister, the fee is little, but that's not the question, okay? So there is a 4% registration charge. It's called DLD, all right, guys? That DLD fee, the market norm in new parts of Dubai where the freehold is paid by the buyer. So if you're a buyer selling the property to somebody, the new buyer is going to be paying that 4%. You don't have to pay that 4%, okay? Now, the older parts of Dubai still practice a different norm, which is essentially that buyer pays 2% and seller pays 2%. The new parts of Dubai, the buyer pays the complete 4%, okay? So you've got to really assess what is coming net to your pocket as income when you sell the property with all the fees paid. If you are a seller, you might still be paying a 2% agency fee, especially if your agent's working very hard for you to actually help you sell that property, all right? Happy Little Daz, where can I find private lenders in Dubai? Speak to agents. And I don't know exactly what you're looking to do, Happy Little Daz. Are you looking to find private lenders who will help you identify and buy a property? Or are you looking for just small loans? Because I know there are some small loan community people who give loans and stuff like that. I'm not aware of those networks. But if you're looking for private lender network that gives you money to invest in property, it's very rare in Dubai. It's not very common because if they're doing investments in real estate, you've got to bring to the table something very unique from your perspective. Like, what are you like? Maybe if you have Dubai know-how, maybe you're partnered with us. Maybe you can actually give them something better than what they can do themselves. Then they might consider lending you at some notorious interest rates and so on and so forth. Yeah. Vinod Realtor, thank you for joining. Muhammad Ibrahim, thank you for joining. Welcome. I'm happy that you're here. Okay, everybody who's here, thumbs up for joining in. Okay, I'm taking up questions from my YouTube, Instagram comment section, and I'm answering them. If you've got live questions you're happy to ask, I will answer your question here as well. Okay. Imran Abu Bakr asked me, Fahd, when is the right time to pay commission? And when is the right time to pay commission? He asked me this. And when is the broker eligible to get the commission? Like during signing the contract or before signing, like on booking or after signing the contract, okay? The Rich Rahmatullah, I see a question, I'm going to just read it now. First, let me answer this question. So Imran is asking when is the right time to pay the commission to the broker, okay? Generally speaking, just so you understand, there's many steps to a transaction in Dubai, okay? If you've never done a transaction, if you never sold a property in Dubai, you might imagine if you're a seller and a buyer says yes, or if you're a buyer and a seller says yes, boom, you should get paid on the same day. It doesn't work like that. Hopefully, inshallah, we will get to that stage where just with a click of a button, property gets transferred to the new owner's name and you get your money. Rather, in Dubai right now, there is still a procedure that involves several steps. There's at least 3 to 4 to 5 steps, which is the first step is the offer. Second step is to do something called a Form F in Dubai, which actually binds all parties into a contract, which means the buyer is going to buy at this price, the seller is going to sell at this price. Now, even at this stage, the property has not transferred hands, which means the work is not finished. The buyer's not got the property, seller's not got the property, which means the agent's job is not finished. Then there's a few more things in the middle, such as getting NOC from the developer and so on and so forth, until the day of transfer. That's when the property actually changes hand. Ideally speaking, the agent or the broker or the advisor should get paid at the day of transfer, at the time of transfer, okay? Now, it is conditional. It could be that they get paid earlier for some X number of reasons. Perhaps the deal is really sweet, perhaps there's a trust deficit, perhaps there's a trust surplus. There could be n number of reasons. It is all case to case. If a broker is asking for commission before transfer, you've got to judge it on its merit. Why? Generally, that's not the norm, shouldn't be practiced, okay? Can they always receive money at the time of transfer? Most companies will put their foot down and say, look, we must get paid at the time of transfer because the buyer's got their property transferred into their name and they're the registered owners with the Dubai Land Department. The seller's got their money in the form of a manager's check. Shouldn't the broker also get paid? Yes. 90% of the time, yes. If there is something still pending that the broker has to do, for example, you've just bought a fully furnished apartment or a property with all the furniture itemized, but you've not taken handover yet, you should have the broker actually walk you through the apartment or the property with key in hand and make sure that everything's there, do a thorough check. Ideally, if you bring this up to the broker and say, look, do your job, they would do this in advance, and then you would not be in a bad situation, right? So that way you're paying them and they're not going to not pick up your phone the next day. All right. Azad, join me. It's me, Bacha, Abdul Nasser, Digan. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you guys over here. Again, guys, if you guys have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. All right. Okay. I love to answer your questions, especially if I can genuinely help you guys. Okay. So this guy asks me, Assalamu alaikum, could you please make a video regarding Ras Al Khaimah? How casino will impact in a real estate there? Look, I mean, I can't give you the complete picture of Ras Al Khaimah because I'm not an expert in Ras Al Khaimah, okay? My first trip to Ras Al Khaimah for real estate was in 2009. One of my buyers / friends was looking to purchase land and property, and we went to Ras Al Khaimah. We went to, I don't know, the Hilton or some hotel, looked around. We ended up not buying over there. And then I've made subsequent trips to Ras Al Khaimah. I think it's an amazing emirate. It's great. In fact, I think, and I don't know why it's not developed like this, but Ras Al Khaimah could develop into a home away from home for a lot of the Dubai, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi expats who live here, because Ras Al Khaimah has amazing beach homes. So back in the day in 2013, you could pay like $1 million dirhams and get a house, a good villa on the beach in Ras Al Khaimah, and it's only an hour away from Dubai. So I think it would develop. I think if Ras Al Khaimah developed that niche, it would do very well. I think instead it focuses on getting new buyers coming in. They could just take buyers from Dubai, in fact. So I think any development in any emirate generally has a positive impact on the emirate if it's well thought out. It is true to the culture of the emirate and adds and builds and brings value to the emirate, right? So that might have that impact. Is it necessary? Okay, so this is something Aqib Zia Khan asked me. Thank you for your question, Aqib. Is it necessary for clients to come to Dubai for a property purchase? Okay, let's answer this question. So if you're buying off plan under construction, no, you don't have to come to Dubai. That's the rule 98% of the time. Very specific situations, you might have to come to Dubai. If it's a ready property, the correct answer would be no, you still don't have to come to Dubai, because you can have a power of attorney appointed in your place to carry out the transaction completely for you, okay? Now, that power of attorney can also be done online. It just costs about $500. You assign somebody who you already trust, who's based in Dubai. We can help you guide you through the process. Generally speaking, on resale properties, you should come to Dubai, but if there's a power of attorney, you don't have to come to Dubai. The complete transaction can be handled on your behalf without you ever visiting Dubai, okay? All right, cool. Any questions, guys, on YouTube? Oh, there's a question. Okay. Intellectual Gladiator. Any more construction activity yet with Creek Tower? I've not witnessed it myself. I have a personal only belief, not based on any reports from anywhere. Dubai always tends to complete their projects. Sometimes it takes longer, okay? Palm Jebel Ali has just been announced to be relaunched. The construction is going to restart. This was actually built pre-2008. Palm Jebel Ali was built pre-2008. But then Palm Jumeirah itself just had so much land, so much work going on that 20 years later, even now today, there's still a few empty plots. But now Palm Jumeirah, it has a mall, it has a park, it has hotels, it has resorts. Everything is there, and they need, and they just need now more space. So Palm Jebel Ali is going to get launched, and it's going to be hot. So if you've got any money, go and invest in Palm Jebel Ali, okay? No guarantees, disclaimer, but it's going to be one of the next big things for the next 15, 20 years. When does it get finished? When does it get launched? I don't know. My personal belief is Dubai doesn't leave things off. They actually end up completing them. So the Creek Tower as well, the foundation's already been done. At some stage, they will do something with that. Could be the tallest tower, could be another place for Dubai as a very good spectacle to attract more tourists. Haji, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. Alright, Naku boy, what do you think of Dubai Studio City? I think it's a very good place. Investigate it more. I haven't done some recent research on it. I have not been to Dubai Studio City more recently, but it's got a few developments, it's got a few hotels. The one thing is, it used to be handled by TCOM. Now TCOM is the parent master holding company behind Dubai Internet City, Media City, Knowledge Hub. They just developed very well. They know how parking is supposed to be managed. They know how roads are supposed to open up. So they were managing Arjan as well, I believe, which I think is developing very fairly well. And they're managing, no, I don't know if they were managing Arjan. Sorry, I don't think they were. They're managing IMPZ. And IMPZ, if you go in there, the first thing you feel is very clean roads, clean cut, towers in one place, industrial area in one place. Studio City is going to come up like that. I personally think if you're looking at Sports City, Arjan, JVC, and Studio City. Studio City is the one I think to watch out for, pending more investigation on what's more happening over there, what's coming up. Okay, guys? amongst the five. RT4, okay. Haji, how are you? Alhamdulillah, I'm well. How are you? Somebody asked over here. Oh, thanks for the other guys who joined. Loser 0372021, Fatana, JT, Sherry Frog joined, Akshay Maher, Mohammed Tasif. Alright guys, thanks very much for joining in. If you have questions, please do ask. As an agent or otherwise, I'm happy to answer. Haji, thank you. You bring a smile to my face for your kind comment. I am from Belgium and live in Dubai now, okay, for 1 year. Okay, I hope your first year has been good, alhamdulillah. I wish you more success in life and in general as well, okay? I'm learning from your videos and would like to become a real estate agent. Okay, good. Commit to it. There is a form somewhere in my description, right? You can always apply or apply with one of the other companies, whichever takes your fancy. But if you want to become a real estate agent, commit and start. There is never the perfect time, guys. There's never the perfect time for nothing. Just start. God will guide you, okay? So I believe, right? That's what I believe, right? By the way, you do a great job. Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. Thank God for allowing me to do this job. Sometimes you gotta humble yourself and remember that it's not you who's doing this job. It's it's what you've gained in experience from n number of years, from n number of people that you've met to reach this stage to be able to give advice, candid advice on real estate at least. Sometimes on life, mostly on real estate. RTR asked me, is a license from India for real estate valid in Dubai? No, Dubai has its own rules and regulations, so you would obviously have to get the license here. JD asked me, okay, mashallah, thanks, Haji, thank you for the rose, I appreciate it. All right, all the hearts coming, thank you very much. Okay, Akshay Sodhi asked me, right now it's more beneficial to invest in off-plan or secondary market? See, you've got a very good question. The answer is not very straightforward, unfortunately. How would I answer this so that I can drive the point through, okay? What's the best city to live in the world right now, right? I could say Dubai because I'm based over here. But maybe you've got family in Toronto, right? And you want to be close to your nieces and nephews and so on and so forth. So from an opportunity perspective, it's Dubai. But do you want to really let go of the family component of, that makes you who you are, right? What's the best age to get married, right? Perhaps it's now, perhaps it's 10 years later for you, right? If it's 10 years later, are you okay to forego having children, so on and so forth, right? So when you ask me, like, it's a very wide out there example, but when you ask me, like, what's the best property, off-plan and secondary, I'll tell you, the best is the one that's best for you. Don't think about agents telling you, oh, off-plan's the best because it's got the best capital appreciation. In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. No, you should only buy resale. In some cases, yes. Do you want to live in it yourself? Is the rental income what you're looking out for? Is the rental income good enough for you? Right? So there's a lot of things that you need to consider to identify what is the best. General rules, off-plan are generally priced higher. Resale is generally priced lower, but not always the case. It varies. The true answer is, what is your investment horizon? What's your risk tolerance? When do you want to resell, so on and so forth? Okay? Another question from Shahzad. Akshay, did I answer your question? Ask me something follow-up and I will re-answer if I've not been able to answer. So it depends, it varies. General rules I've given you, off-plan's more expensive, generally speaking, but you might get a deal there. Resale is generally speaking less expensive, but not always the case. In some cases, it flips over as well. Shahzad Ahmed, XL Explore Training. One comment and one question. The comment is about your selfless knowledge sharing. Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. Well, you guys are coming here and appreciating it, so thank you very much. I appreciate that, and we thank God for giving us the opportunity to share this. Alhamdulillah. Your work is commendable, and you must continue with some better technology and gadgets. All right, team. He's saying better technology and gadgets. Okay, we are improving. We are getting better. The question is for many like your work is getting. Okay, Shahzad asked. The question is for newcomers like me. I intend to start my career as a broker in Dubai. I want to arrive there from Pakistan. What is the support your company may extend even against payment and fee. Okay, so what is the support your company may extend even against payment and fee? So basically what you're saying, if I understand you correctly, is what support would we offer or any company offer if you were willing to pay a payment and a fee? Okay, look, the support that you need from a company to be able to easily get on with Dubai real estate is that they should be doing business for a little while. They should know what they're doing. Ideally speaking, the people in management and leadership should have been real estate agents themselves. Try to avoid companies where an investor with $100 million just started opening a real estate brokerage company. They generally sometimes don't have an idea on what it takes for a broker or an agent to succeed. So in management, there should be people who know what they're doing, okay? If they can give you some good mentorship and training on the Dubai market and give you those opportunities so that you can grow from that, okay? Because the first 1 to 3 months are most difficult, then the 3 to the 6 months sometimes are challenging. Well, I take my words back. Sometimes they're not difficult. They weren't difficult for me, alhamdulillah. When I started going full-time in real estate, I just woke up early, went to work, applied myself, and alhamdulillah, Allah took care of the rest. So you're looking for somebody who's established, you're looking for somebody who's got generally somebody who's in a very good management position or real estate brokers themselves, but they're genuine, honest, and transparent. You're looking for somebody who offers good mentorship and training. Some companies offer a slight, small salary to actually help you get going. And so on and so forth. So you're looking for that kind of mentorship and training. That's the most critical thing. If you can be guided in the Dubai market, because the Dubai market is slowly and gradually maturing, but it operates a little bit like the jungle. And that's not just for the buyers and the sellers, but also for the agents. Sometimes the agents get chewed out by the buyers and the sellers, and they come crying home thinking like, oh, it's okay to cry. It's not okay to cry. Right? Sometimes the buyers and the sellers chew them out because just the agents don't know how to handle them sometimes, alright? Alright, Shahzad. I hope I was able to answer your question. Please ask me more if I've not been able to answer your question. Amir Khan 05 joined. Akib, Salman Nader, thank you very much for joining. Akib, I've already answered your question, by the way. You're gonna have to look at this live and just repeat it. I've answered it like maybe 10 minutes ago, okay? JD asks, hey Fahd, thank you for the video. You're welcome. Major factor that resulted in me changing my mind about buying a property in Dubai was that I found out that if you're not Muslim and you die, your property can be taken over by Dubai authorities and thus will not be inherited. So first thing I want to say is that that's not true. You have received incorrect information and based your decision based on incorrect knowledge. I have a series of question and answer interviews that I've conducted with a gentleman who does wills in Dubai. He's called Just Wills, Mohammed Maria. My team will link it over here. And then you ask me, any chance you can comment on this or maybe do a separate video? Very simple, in a nutshell. In Dubai, you buy a property, make a will. It costs you maybe $5,000-10,000 dirhams, maybe about $2,000 more. Just make a will. You can actually have it registered in the Dubai court, and then as per the will, which is your last wishes, final wishes, the court will actually assign the property to their rightful owners. All right, Akib Zia, you're welcome. Hypnos69, informative like always. Thank you very much for appreciating. Thank you very much. But one question, please. What is the procedure if I want to sell, for example, a house that is financed by an Islamic bank, as I'm not the owner? Thank you very much in advance. Okay, so Hypnos. So those who are not familiar with Islamic mortgages, okay, Shahzad, you're welcome. My apologies, what I mentioned. Sure, no problem, Shahzad. You can ask us on YouTube again or offline. We'll be happy to answer. All right, cool. Actually, Shahzad, I'm going to come back to you. I will answer your question as well, okay? So that people who are trying to come in can also... So I can actually... I want to answer your question as well, Shahzad. So, okay, let's answer this gentleman. Hypnos first. Informative like always, thank you very much. But one question, please. What is the procedure if I want to sell, for example, a house that is financed by an Islamic bank and I'm not? So first of all, the way the Islamic banks structure a mortgage is they become the owner, you become the tenant in that relationship, right? That does not exclude you from taking a decision to sell that apartment, house, property, whatsoever, okay? The procedure is very simple. Ideally, get in touch with your bank, ask them for the procedure, but I'll give you a small brief. You, the new buyer, or the bank of the new buyer, if they're buying your property with a mortgage. So you yourself, your buyer, or the bank of the buyer will just settle the outstanding amount of your bank. So let's say you bought a property X number of years ago for 10 million dirhams. You've been paying the bank in this Islamic relationship that you have X number of money, and now the balance amount is 1 million dirhams that you still owe the bank. Either you've got the money to pay the bank and clear off the mortgage, either your new buyer will pay the bank, but that's generally not the case, or their bank, actually sometimes they do, there is a procedure on hand, or their bank will pay your bank and clear them off, and then you can sell. Shazad, you asked me, I understand what you were asking. What is the support your company may extend even against payment and fee? Look, I used to work, just for people to know, I used to work with a company called Keller Williams, where we used to pay a monthly fee for the option to work there. So we used to pay, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 dirhams for the option to work there. Why? Keller Williams is one of the largest brokerage firms, and they have 180,000, 200,000 agents across the world. Okay, for us to work there, the advantage we got was access to their trading systems, and we paid 2,000-3,000 dirhams. Now that model is getting replicated in the market at the moment. Why? Some of the top companies are actually starting to charge agents. The fee is very minimal and very low, to 200, 300 dirhams. But I see this changing, right? So they might actually ask for more money for you to be able to go and work in there and utilize their systems for your benefit and their benefit. At the moment, we as an FD Global Properties does not charge a fee or a payment, okay, if you're coming to work with us. We are rather very at the moment, because we are careful with who we let into the team. We're careful with how we grow at the moment. We'd like to grow faster, but at the moment we consider who we're bringing in. So Shazad, also think about, and Haji, you've applied on the link, you're a fast learner, you speak 5 languages, Allah Mubarak, may Allah bless you as well. You've got to think of what you're bringing also to the table, okay? So I'll tell you guys something. If you're in Dubai and you don't have a Dubai driving license, but you want to be an agent, that's something you've got to take care of super fast, either with your own money or borrowed money. I've seen agents, fine, you can work without a driving license as well, but it's something that you must have, right? It's kind of like the carpenter with the nails and that. So Shazad, when you're coming into Dubai, whether you're coming from Pakistan, Belgium, New York, Toronto, wherever you're coming from, what are you also bringing to the table is something you've got to bring from your side. And then match yourself up to the right company who can offer you value that matches your value, inshallah. Yeah? Haji, even if my resume looks not convincing, please consider me. Barakallah feek. Listen, Haji, at the end of the day, either us or another company will bring you in. Don't lose that opportunity. Don't just apply with one. Apply with several companies. See the one that wants you and see the one where you're comfortable with. Right? It's kind of like, I always give this example. It's kind of like, maybe I shouldn't give this example. People will not be happy with this example. Okay. Because sometimes you want something, but you also have to know that they want you. But if they don't want you now, it's okay. Go with who wants you today and just develop. When I was going full-time into real estate, bless my father, he introduced me to somebody who was his friend, who he knew, who offered me a very good package, brought me on in a very nice way. While I was trying to actually work somewhere else, they weren't paying me enough and they were actually very resistant. They didn't even want me, but I really wanted it. But God has His ways. God works things out the best way possible. And inshallah for you too, it will work out. Afzal Khan, you asked me a question. Real estate with Shuaib. Welcome Samir. Welcome Manzar. Welcome. Afzal, you asked me a question. What about Jury Hills? Look, it's in Jumeirah Gulf Estates. I don't know a lot about this particular project. I think it should do well. I think the developer is pretty strong behind it. Okay, so so need to do a lot more due diligence. I can't really comment on the actual project. Okay, if I come across it, make a video about it, then I'll let you know. Haji, can you tell me about the late payment interest? Is it possible to avoid it, to avoid the riba? Yeah, there is one developer that's not charging late payment and interest. It's Oro24, guys. Haji, I have a driver license and have a car for the moment. That's amazing, Haji. Apply and then we'll see how things go on. I'd love to, I'm not saying no, so just apply and the team will look at it. Tanuja Kothar, very informative video, but tell me what areas are perfect for investment right now. Okay, look. It depends on what you can afford, how much is your budget, what's your risk appetite, what do you need it for, okay? But generally speaking, this is the kind of like the look for something that's close to the sea. In the sea, if you've got more money, look for something that's got good sea view, uninterrupted. If you've got less money, look for something that's got partial sea view. You can look at the sea from here like this, right? Then if you can't afford the sea, go to a golf course. If you can't do that, go to a park. If you can't do that, go to an undervalued community like Creek Harbor. It's an amazing place. If you can't do that, go to Business Bay straddling Dubai downtown or the edge of downtown. If you can't do that, go to MBR City, so on and so forth. So it depends on how much money you've got, what you're looking at, and these are some of the communities I've mentioned. Real estate with Shoaib, what would you recommend? A brokerage company or a developer sales in general? I don't know, guys. Both, I've seen people succeed in both. Just know that developer sales pays you a basic salary, generally speaking, anywhere between 5 to 10 to 12,000, depending on what kind of experience you're bringing to the table. But it's a less entrepreneurial role. You will get to learn about real estate in general, but you'll be very focused on just selling that developer stock. I have noticed that people who start out with developers tend to stay with developers, so you will always be in employment. So if you're which means what? Developers are pretty straightforward. You work with them, you get 1 month off. There's time to come, time to go. But if you're thinking, not in the beginning, at some stage, 5 years down the lane, you want to run your own business, you want to be able to take a vacation when you want to take a vacation, you want to be able to structure your business the way you want to structure, you want to make more money than you can as a developer, then it's brokerage, okay? What do you think about, okay, this is a question, wonder if it's being used, okay, so you talked about my golden visa thing, and you asked me, wonder if it's being used to, Rami, welcome, thank you for joining. You asked me about the golden visa video, and you said, wonder if it's being used to bring in people, then tax them in the end. So I'm going to say no, maybe yes. So no, maybe yes. Why? Guys, listen, you got to understand something, okay? Dubai, while Dubai is a great city, it's got a lot of bling bling, and a lot of people have this notion that Dubai is just about money, they're just trying to make money. That's not actually true. So you've got to go to the leader and read his book, look at his interviews, understand what his vision is. His vision is not just money, right? He talks about him making Dubai number one. Number one in what? Number one in happiness, number one in healthcare, number one in security, number one in standard of living for families, number one in resorts and good recreation, right? Definitely Dubai does station and position itself as a family destination. It does not station itself as Ibiza or Cancun, where you go and there's cheap drinks and stuff like that, right? So definitely when they do that, they're looking to be number one, and you've got to understand that when they're looking to be number one, money's going to automatically follow. This is a quote by somebody else, but I'm going to share this with you. Decisions may follow money, but money follows excellence. So if Dubai is exceeding values, goals of being the number one city in the world, or competing with other cities that are the top cities in the world, what do you think is going to happen? Money's going to follow it automatically. So does Dubai have to think about, okay, are we going to tax them later on? I don't know. I'm not the policymaker. I'm not sitting with the policymakers, so I don't know what they're thinking. But I personally think, from a vision perspective, Dubai is looking to do something bigger and greater than just trying to collect money and tax from you. Okay, great people lead with great visions. Great cities attract people with great visions, not with come here and we'll charge you more money. I don't think that's the case. Okay, remember this quote: decisions may follow money, money follows excellence. Somebody asked me, Ellen, what do you think about the Safa 2 by Demag? I don't know, maybe good, maybe not good. You've got to look at the particular project and what you're getting over there, okay? Get in touch for us to do a proper property evaluation for you. We do charge for it, so just apply. Can you get a loan on constructed property as a non-resident or resident and then rent it out? Is it tough to qualify? Does a resident need to show good earnings to qualify for a loan or property? Yes, you need to show, but it's a very specific question. You need to talk to a mortgage consultant, okay? To get a clear, distinct, succinct answer with clarity. AB Mac, great video, very useful information. I want to get into Dubai real estate. I have no experience on that. Also, I'm from another country. Look, you can get into Dubai real estate. The fact that you don't have any experience doesn't really matter because everybody started at some place with no experience, so big deal. It's the motivation, the aptitude, the attitude that you have that's going to lead you. You're from another country, that's great. Dubai has 200 nationalities that live here. How can I do this? I'm really interested and serious about this. Can I join your company and work with you? Just apply. There is a link that my team shared with you. So real estate with Shuaib, you asked me a question. Akib, you asked me a question. Let me answer your questions very quickly, guys. You asked me if having a real estate with Shuaib asked me if having a what do you call this? Driving license is mandatory to surviving in Dubai real estate. So I'm going to answer this question like this: yes and no. I've got two people. You're going to be seeing their podcasts coming soon. I'm going to be questioning them, who started out in real estate without a driving license. How did they do it? What were the challenges they faced? One of them got hit by a car as well while he was on a scooter. But there are success stories from a financial perspective alone, okay? So no, and yes. Akib Ziao, so what is the difference between the Islamic bank and normal bank in terms of the payment plan? Normal bank charges interest or fine on late payment. What does Islamic bank do on late payment? I'm not sure. I think the Islamic banks don't charge a interest as a penalty. They might have something. You're gonna have to read the contract. So not an expert in that. Alright guys, this has been a longer live than I anticipated, but I'm happy that I answered all your questions. If you've got any questions, put them in the YouTube live in the comment section. I received a request from Fahd Dawood to join the live. Should I ask? Should I? No, don't do it. Don't do it. Something will happen. All right, guys, listen. Thank you very much for your time, patience, and your questions. Keep them coming. Shazad said, thanks for the clarity. Kudos to you with all the handsome offerings to be placed on table from my end. Let me catch a prestigious organization soon. Okay, good. You're welcome, Shazad. Please apply and talk to us offline. We'll talk back to you as well. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Goodbye for now. Until our next live, send your questions to YouTube. I will answer, generally speaking. If it's urgent, get in touch. You can work with us. All right. Bye for now.